Somebody back there, yeah.
I work with adolescents, and
Oh, okay.
Yes.
This time I heard it. You work with adolescents.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I do. It's that what I've noticed, because I come from this focusing place, that I feel like there's a collective felt sense and a collective felt shift in the group. I actually viscerally can feel it. And I just wondered what you thought of that.
Well, let me first ask you, you're telling us that these kids focus. How did you achieve that?
Well, I did it in this group kind of a way. Like, I have them visualize and then see themselves in various situations, and then they kind of collaborate and...
Okay, thank you. Okay, there would be a lot to say, but let me just say this is obviously good work she's doing, right? That's clear.
Thank you.
Well, your people are telling you years later that...
Right.
So this is clearly good work. So whether I have anything to contribute or not, I will say one criterion, one way that we have of teaching the business world and the rest of the world is that we know how to run meetings much better than they do. They waste an incredible amount of time on meetings, the kind of meetings where nobody dares to say what they really think anyhow. We can get it so that they can say what they really think. But the center of the focusing of this is that it would be much more, not just for people to say what they really think, but for people to be able to say what they never heard themselves think before. You follow me? And that's my simple way of tacking that spot. It's like, the process I'm interested in is where people find themselves saying what they themselves never thought or felt before. And that happens, of course, with listening. It happens slowly, but it happens, and I think it's important. So I don't need your answer, but I would ask you that. Mm-hmm. Do you? And if not, then I would say you can improve it by creating that situation. You can create it by dividing them into threesomes, one talk, one listen, and one watch, that nothing goes wrong sort of way. People need to have a somewhat quieter space than that big buzzing group, even if it's 5 people. It's still a group, is a public space. So I would ask that question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm finally ready to answer the question. The question was, is there a group felt sense, felt shift thing? And I would say, I don't know much about that. Because where I have been, okay, no, that's not quite right to start that way. I just finished saying to Nada, let's have a break after an hour. Unless the energy in the room is low, then we could have it sooner. So there's no question but what I have something there, right? There's no question but where I can feel the group, and that's one reason I always insist on being close to. I can't talk to people that are way over there. I have to have you where I can see you, because, so yes, of course there is. Mm-hmm. Of course there is. But then I have very, very bad experience always when people treat a group in that language. And we used to have a lovely person who isn't here. We used to have a lovely person who would do the closing. And she would always do this thing. Well, we have all experienced, and I would go furious because the hell with that. You don't know what I've experienced. And it's not the same thing as this person. It's not the same as that person. But this was our lovely person who did the closing, and I don't know how to do a closing. So I wasn't going to, so I always go to the bathroom at that point. So I don't blow up. So my own sense of the collective is very wary.
I hear you.
Okay.
When I have felt this collective, which is a feeling, it's only happened a few times.
Ah, okay.
So that's what
absolutely, and that's fine. Then I have a simple answer. No, I don't know more about it than what you said.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so very much.
Well, I will say again that I know some lovely people who are working on collective felt shift and all that, and when they explained it to me very carefully for 3 hours, I realized that they have nothing there. They're talking about something even before the kind of group in which somebody would say something fresh. So watch the people who use the same language.